I have the worst track record in Drag Race history.
And do you know what? You'll be a lot of things, but you won't be forgotten for that.
Oh no.
So,
Most fateful, most distasteful, lucky cow, unlucky cow. Heel fell off twice, fell on the runway. But
it's another season of Drag Race UK. I'm Conor Clark here with Gay Star News. Once again, we're going to be sitting down with the eliminated queens every single week for the entire season. And first up is the incredible Pasty. Pasty, how are you doing?
hello, babes. I'm good, thank you. Um, Obviously sad to be gone,
Yeah.
but I've known that since filming, so it's nice to be out in the world and for everyone to see. And I've been getting so much love, which is, it's very special. And I'm just happy that people got to see me for me, which was
Mm.
nice. Yeah.
Well, like you said there, this obviously was filmed a while ago, and now obviously the experience is out in the open. We're all watching it with you. So you've had a lot of time to live with the outcome of what's happened. But when you watched it back, how was that last night?
Seeing it all together with like confessionals and like the chats in the workroom and stuff, like it's very different to when you're there, obviously,
Mm.
because you're in the workroom and then you're in confessionals. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's so much fun watching it. It's so much fun watching it because I was like, oh my God, I can't believe I forgot I said that. Oh, I forgot I said that. And then I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she said that. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's really fun to get to relive it and watch stuff back. Like it's very, and it's also amazing to see yourself on TV. I
Well, there
love
is
it.
that. There is that. I also know, you and I have kind of been in, I guess, in touch, shall we say, for a few years. And I know that you're a big Drag Race fan outside of being on the show
Yes.
now. What was it like being able to be a part of it and then watch it? I feel like I'm more interested in what was it like to watch it. Like, how did you find that experience?
It was surreal. We obviously had the premiere and stuff, so um we got to watch the first like half of the episode, and we were just sat there, and I was like, oh my God. And like when I was sat with Sally and Celexa, and we were just gobsmacked.
Mm.
Because obviously there's no music when you're there, like when you do your entrance. So it's really exciting because you're like, what music am I gonna get? And I got very like wah, 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 like clowny. I was like so much fun and stuff like that. But yeah, but getting to watch it with the girls as well was very special. It was so lovely. Yeah.
Look, let's dive into last night's episode. I feel like that's the best place to begin.
Yeah.
Let's go right back to the beginning of it. In the mini challenge, you know, people were voting you some not lovely categories, let's be honest. Some of the people who had voted to save you the week before then voted that you were going to be the next one to go home. Did that put
Make
pressure
it
on
make
you?
sense. Make it
Well,
make
did that put any pressure on you in a good or bad way going into this week's episode?
I would say in the moment, no. Because I also was thinking, I was like, this is very boring. I was like, everyone's obviously going to pick me. So I was like, bring some more drama. Someone else say something. Do you
Yeah,
know what I mean? And
yeah.
there was a few people that put, I think it was Viola, who put Viola down. Um, but I knew. And that's when I walk out of the line and I was like, did everyone do it? And then
Mm.
a lot of people did, but I think afterwards, you do think about it, and it certainly got to Viola.
Yeah,
Yeah, which
yeah.
was a shame because she's talented, she's lovely, but people thought she was annoying. I think I can't remember, but I think I also voted for her.
I think you did actually, if I remember correctly. I'm not 100% sure, but
I think she voted for me to be eliminated though. So
well, something that I think, me as a viewer, obviously I wasn't there, but as a viewer, I really appreciated about you in the two episodes we had is like, I feel like you were really taking it all in your stride. It would have been really easy after last week to just be like, right, that's it. I'm just going to go this week and that's the end of that, like whatever. Or after they voted you those categories for you to just be like, whatever, I can just take this and be on my way then. But I felt like you were really giving it your all and you didn't let it affect you. At least as a viewer, that's how it came across. What
yeah.
was your kind of mentality going into this second week after sort of the lucky cow, then that? How are you feeling?
After the lucky cow, I felt absolute top tier level. Like, oh my God. Especially because you think about like other series where there's like the beaver, the golden beaver, and then there's the chocolate bar. I was like, oh wow, I just got my moment of
Mm,
being saved. And then went in the next day, and also like the girls were so happy that no one went home,
yeah.
apart from Violet apparently sitting over, which I wasn't aware of. Um, but I remember as we were walking back, Bonnie grabbed my hand and she just held my hand the whole way back to the workroom. It was so lovely. It was so so lovely, and I think the cast are just it's really nice.
It is really nice, and I think it's doesn't happen every season, babe. Doesn't have
Yeah,
to go.
I've heard
Well,
stories.
well. This week also saw, the return of the design challenge. A bit of a twist on it with obviously the first six seasons kind of coming back from the dead to sort of haunt everyone with like old fabrics and materials. But you had, I guess, I don't know if it's an advantage or a disadvantage, but you obviously got to assign who went where. Actually, let's ask that. Was there an advantage to that?
I was happy that I got to choose where I chose, but thinking back, I made a mistake with the one that I chose because there wasn't a lot of fabric and there was only that green fabric that I'm like, oh, I wish I didn't do that now, you know. Um, but in terms of choosing and giving other people the groupings, I know that there wasn't a lot of people who could sew, and those people were mostly the ones that gave me the lucky cow.
Mm,
So I was like, I don't want. I feel bad if I'm like, well, I'm gonna you over now, considering I probably wouldn't be there unless they vote for me the week before. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I
So
do. Actually.
yeah, but I should have,
So,
I
so
should have got rid of them.
Well,
Yeah,
so it kind of sounds like you weren't sort of thinking strategically with it. You were almost trying to repay the people who had shown you some kindness the week before, basically.
yeah. I would, as much as I would love to have been shady and do that, I felt like it would have been wrong considering the fact that I wouldn't be in that challenge if it wasn't for them.
I get that. I get that. It also just doesn't, if you don't mind me saying, it doesn't seem like it's in your character to kind of be like that.
Yeah, but that's also I feel like that's a bit of detriment to me because it's competition. I should have been more like guns at the ready, you know.
Well,
But yeah,
you can only do what you think is right in the moment, can't you? You know what I mean? It's like watching it. It's very easy for me or you to sit there and say, "Oh, I would have sabotaged like page three or whoever." Like it doesn't matter. Like in the moment, that's where you were at, you know. So I think it doesn't sound like you have regrets at least. Like it's not like you're beating yourself up. I hope.
no, 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 no. I
Good.
wish I wish I chose someone different to capture it. I thought she could sew a lot more than she
Oh,
could. Yeah,
well,
that's something I would have changed. I wish I'd have chosen Celexa.
yeah, that's fair. Well,
Yeah.
speaking of sewing, something that was interesting when you did present on the runway is the judges, they didn't like really, it wasn't a really negative critique. It was more just that it was on details like the knees and things, which was, I have to be honest, quite funny because I didn't notice it. And then once I did, I was like, oh.
Really? I think it was from where I stood on it
Oh gosh, of course. Yeah, it probably
because
was.
they showed me tripping on the runway. I was like, no.
You knew they were going to. You knew they were
I
going to.
I knew.
You're not going to fall on the runway, and that's not making the cut, babe. Let's be real. Let's be real.
No,
But
honestly,
given the
I
judge critiques, like, were you surprised to be in the bottom?
no,
Okay.
no. I was very aware that what I had made until I walked out onto the runway because there's obviously a big mirror. I was there and I was like, I actually don't look as bad as I thought I would because I like it was fitted and I didn't have a lot of time to actually do the makeup and get into it because it took me ages to make it because
Yeah.
all of it you have to hem everything. You know, I've never put sleeves on something. I've never made a bodice. I've never made flares. I had to cut all of the pattern pieces out. The front and the back were 4 panels each. So this was a panel, this was a panel, both of these were a panel. Like it was a big task that I put on, and there's darts to make it fitted rather than and it
Yeah.
had some stretch, but it didn't have a lot of stretch. So I took on too big of a challenge. I wish I did something a bit simpler, but alas,
But simple doesn't always, if you had done that and ended up in the bottom as well, you'll be wishing you'd taken a risk. So, it's just one of those things, isn't it? I think.
yeah.
Look, something I have to ask you is, as someone who's been eliminated twice, you've also experienced Rue telling you up for lip syncing twice. As a fan of the show and someone that's competed on it, tell
Yeah.
me what is that moment like when Rue says you're up for elimination? Like, what is going through your head?
It's stressful because obviously you're like, oh, do you know what I mean? And you're like, oh, and I think the main stress of it was the fact that it was that early. It was episode one. So I was like, great, I have to win this now. And then if I don't win, I've got to get the lucky cow. So I was like, there's double the amount of,
Yeah.
you know, stress. But when you're there and they play the music, and when RuPaul's like, lip sync for your life, you forget you're on a production set and there's
Yeah.
lights and they all go, phew. So I was there and I was like this. And I was, oh my God. But I feel like everyone that's there lives. Everyone loves it because it's like watching a drag show for free. So all of the girls at the back are losing their minds, and I'm pretty sure like all of the production team are like, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it's a very fun show to work on. It's obviously stressful if you're lip syncing, but you get to perform in front of RuPaul.
Listen,
He
I've
didn't he didn't like it both times, so that's all right.
we move. I mean, look, it is what it is. But how to compare the two for me? Like, what were the two lip syncs like? Was one harder? Was one easier? Like, it seemed as a viewer that this week you felt a lot more confident. I felt like from the confessional and stuff, you were like, right, let's go.
Yeah, I think what it was, I'd never choose to perform Von Dutch. Not my vibe. Heartbreak Make Me a Dance is more like heartbreak. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like it's camper, which is very much my vibe. I also think the outfit was different. I could have, the flares were giving movement, but the wig in the other one was like,
yeah,
uh, it was, I did the roly poly,
yeah.
sausage roly poly, Brandon. Um, I remember after the lip sync, Bones came up to me and she was like, "You did a roly poly in an updo." And until she said that, I completely forgot that I
Yeah,
was wearing a updo.
yeah.
And it really went boom and then went back up. And she was like, "That's iconic." I fully forgot that I was wearing an updo. But you know what? When you're in the moment performing Von Dutch
I get it.
against Bella as well, who's a very talented performer,
Yeah.
but she was there holding her clock. Like it was stress. I enjoyed the second lip sync more because the violin and stuff. It was just really funny.
At the end of the episode, we saw you speak about like the sisterhood you'd found, and maybe that was a bit unexpected. Like, what are you taking from this experience now that it's aired and you everyone's sort of on the same page? What are you taking from it?
Friendship with the girls. We're all everyone's on good terms. I mean, the rest of the series is going to come out, so I don't know how people are going to be feeling about other things that people might say. But we all get on quite well, and if anything, I feel like going home first twice was the kick that I needed for the glow up that has happened. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense. I get it.
Yeah. So I feel like I've gotten a lot more confident in like, right, okay, I'm good at this. This is what I'm not good at. I'm
Yeah.
not going to do these high energy numbers because they don't work for me. I'm going to do the camp stuff. Like last night, I performed "Wannabe" by the Spice Girls, and I lived.
Were you at Two Boroughs last night?
Was it Two
That right?
Brewers?
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
It was with Pixie as well. Pixie Polite.
Oh, cute. Love that. Well, before we go, should we do some quick fire questions?
Absolutely.
So these, you can just say the first thing that comes to mind. If you want to elaborate a bit, feel free to. You don't have
Okay.
to. Say as much or as little as you want. So we have seen you sadly sashay away before the Snatch game. Can you share with us who you were planning to play?
I was going to do Mr. B. Hello. Like fully dumb character Mr. B. And just, yeah, be stupid with it.
Well, you need to do that in a number on stage so we can see it at some point because we
Oh, absolutely. I
every
think
year it's the hardest thing to hear what you were planning to do. Like I remember last year there were so many and it's like, oh, we just need to see them.
it's the physical aspect because he doesn't really talk. I thought that that's like a twist on Snatch Game that you're doing someone who doesn't really talk.
Yeah, I get
And
that.
you're like, "Oh." Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? I thought that if you get one laugh from Rue doing the character, then you can kind of wing it.
You're on way, yeah. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. You'll get there. You've seen All Star 7 that will win a season with the points and the stars, you know, where no one gets
Yeah.
eliminated. So let's pretend for a second that we had that format and you did every single challenge. Is there one, like a traditional drag race challenge, that you think I guaranteed would have won that?
The ones that I was most looking forward to were the comedy and the snatch game. Like they're very much more in my repertoire. You know, like there's certain people who are better at sewing that may not necessarily be good at comedy. And you
Yeah,
know, we had some singers and we had one violinist. Um, I could never play the violin, so if there was a violin challenge, someone's obviously going to win that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
But I think that's what makes the show so great is that you've got such an array of performers, and then there's sometimes people who are good at comedy, but then realize through like the girl groups or Rusical that they're a dancer as well. So you get the growth of your performances and stuff. Like it's the thing I love the most about the show.
That's
But
amazing.
yeah,
I love that. Yeah, that's a really succinct way of putting it, actually. I like that. Of the looks we saw from you on the show, which one was your favorite?
of the ones that I wore,
Yeah, of all of them, not just runway, like anything you had on.
the Lucky Cow sash. That was really cab. I did really like my Eden Project look.
Cute, yeah.
It did get tooted by Raven and Raja, so you know,
What more can you say?
and I do understand that it could have been a bit more and stuff, but in the you've got to do you've got a lot of stuff to do in an amount of time to get everything ready.
Yeah.
So you know,
Is there a look? I feel like I'm going to know the answer to this already, but let's see what you say. Is there anything from the looks you presented that you would change in one of them?
I would change the psycho dress, the Brit Gala one. The only thing with it was um, because it was made of a fabric that was similar to shower curtains, it was difficult to walk in. So especially when I was going up the stairs and it was like scrunching, and
Yeah,
then it had also been designed so that it would pull at the side. So when I was on the stairs, that's why I'm like trying to pull it around,
that makes
and it
sense.
was yeah, and I do the same concept, but maybe just try it a bit differently.
Who was the kindest queen this season?
Katrin was lovely to me. Um, And I love Chai.
Yeah.
Chai's a sweetheart. Chai's so lovely. Me and Chai, like we knew each other before the show, but we'd only met like once at a house party. And then when she walked in, I was like,
No, I have
okay,
a friend. Yeah.
yeah. And Bella, I knew Bella before. I worked with Tayris. Bella's done my shows. Yeah, it was nice to see people there. But Chai is the person that like she
Yeah.
came out with me last night, and we just kept hugging me like I love you. Like
Oh,
it's good friendship.
right, well, opposite end, who's the shadiest?
Well, judging by last night's episode, Viola, I was gagged. I was like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Even it was like, I'm annoyed she stayed. I was like, damn, okay.
It was
And
a
then
bit like that guest judge being shady off camera, wasn't it?
I lived. I lived.
It was incredible.
Yesterday was the worst day of your life, but you wore that today.
I'm expecting to see merch with that on at some point. I feel like that would be a very good sell for you.
She probably will have it. She'll probably get it tattooed.
Well, who would be your dream guest judge?
Oh God. Anyone from Girls Aloud.
Oh, well, I'll go on next week. Listen, that is so devastating to hear. That is
I
devastating.
I
Oh,
was distraught when I
Nadine
found
Coyle
out.
next week. That and Nadine Coyle is one of the best ones to get as well. Let's be honest. I mean, not to
I
shade
was
any of the others, but
honestly, when I found out, I was more annoyed at that than being
yeah.
a little.
No, no, I expect nothing less. I expect nothing
Yeah.
less. Also, I'm now realizing I've written far too many quickfire questions because there are so many. You can tell it's been a year since we did the Drag Race interviews, can't you? Because I've been thinking like we need 20 quickfire questions. Here we go. Let's do some more. If you were still on the show during the makeover challenge, who would be your dream person that they bring in? It could be family, celebrity, to do the makeover on.
I would love to have got to do it with my mum,
That's really
but
cool.
also it would be really funny to do it with my dad.
Well, Where is it? We've got Lavoir and her dad on my little set behind.
Yeah,
That could have been you,
Warren.
you know?
That was such a beautiful episode as
So good,
well.
isn't it? It's so good.
But my dad really enjoys what I do. And the first time he saw me was at the episode one viewing party. He's followed my drag career for years, but that was the first time, and he was like, it was amazing because there was
Oh,
loads of
cute.
us.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
If you weren't on season 7, what season would you have loved to have been on from the UK franchise?
I would have said six.
6 was a great season. Great.
Oh my God. Six was amazing. And then I wouldn't have gone home in the sewing challenge because Saki, you fell in the shower.
Well,
That's
uh,
not.
listen, like how political journalists aren't allowed to say if they're like left or right wing. I feel like I shouldn't ever say what a favorite season is, but excellent season.
Yeah.
If you could have picked any lip sync song, which one would it be and why?
Do you know what? I really love performing Let Them Know by Mabel.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
There's bits in it that I've like with certain words and stuff, I've got like little character moves, like camp stuff. Um, and I loved it when Dakota did it. I
Yeah,
thought Dakota and Just May did it.
yeah.
And yeah, I thought it was very yeah, let them know. And she did the little strut to the front of the
Oh yeah. Gosh, it's all coming back now. There's so many international versions of the show. We've got Versus the World, USA. I mean, I think every continent besides Antarctica is getting a series of Drag Race at some point, so we love that. Which spin-off would you love to do besides UK?
Mm, I I would really the American one terrifies me. The thought of doing that one because that's like crazy. France looks very fun
Yeah.
and it's very like gorgeous. Um, there is no way I could keep up with Thailand or the Philippines because that's next level like
Yeah. Yeah.
chef's kiss. But
Right.
yeah,
Last two questions. I'm going to plow through. If you didn't do Drag Race, which reality show would we see you on?
Bake Off.
Oh, I love that. Okay.
If the Bake Off team are watching,
I'm
then you
available.
know,
Yeah.
I'm ready.
Right. Lastly, Pasty, what's next? What are you hoping to do next after the show?
Bake Off. No,
Okay.
I'm gonna enjoy the ride. I'm gonna perfect my art more. I'm gonna do my regular shows, my brunches, and just have fun. And with the opportunity that I'm gonna get, I'm gonna reinvest more. And I can't wait for people to see the rest of the looks that I've done because I've shot them all. Well, not all of them. I still have to do some.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm just ready to enjoy it. Like I'm able to go out now and you know, it's out.
yeah.
So I can just go out and like it's not a secret anymore
Yeah.
that this happened. So I'm gonna just enjoy it for a bit. Go work my gigs, live my life, enjoy it. I'm gonna get to travel more. I'm doing a gig in Newcastle, never been to Newcastle. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm doing Leeds with Celexa. Yeah. So it's just nice. It's just
Yeah.
nice. I'm just gonna enjoy the ride.
Right, well, listen, even though I'm so sad that we're having this conversation as early as we are, Pasty, I'm so grateful that we got to speak and congratulations on an amazing run. I mean, it's a very iconic 2 episode run. You know what I mean?
I have the worst track record in Drag Race history.
And do you know what? You'll be a lot of things, but you won't be forgotten for that.
Oh no.
So,
Most faithful, most distasteful, lucky cow, unlucky cow. Heel fell off twice, fell on the runway. But